case at this time. I can release KDOC from this meeting and we'll move on with other cases.
Okay. What day was that? June 2nd?
Christian Mallory.
Yes, sir.
All right. Next case, the state of Kansas versus Christian Mallory. That's case number 2024 CR 199. Again, Judge Ricke appears on behalf of the state. Mr. Mallory appears from the Butler County Detention Facilities Zoom location. I see a warrant, bench warrant, bond forfeiture order from Judge Satterfield. Defendant scheduled to appear on April the 4th. Mr. Mallory, it appears you didn't appear in Judge Satterfield's court when you were supposed to.
Yes, Your Honor. I failed to appear because I had a wreck and my transportation was out. But since then, I have fixed my transportation, and I can guarantee that I will be at every court proceeding after that.
I've received many such guarantees over the years with people not following through.
I
very well may mean it, but
yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for
get a
doing
little calloused after a while. People make you promises and then they don't keep them.
this.
I'm trying to determine.
But if the court would be willing to, Judge, and if I do not show, I will accept the harshest sentence that this case will be able to throw at me.
Be careful what you ask for.
I'm young. No, Judge, I'm young and I have never been given, well, before I have, but I'm just asking for a chance to get a good one on my books, you know, just a good stride. I have all these not showing ups. I'm just asking to get one to where I can get, so I can show that I can show up, you know? I know it was a long shot. It's
Judge Crum apparently set another bond for you, Mr. Mallory.
There's
you
another
can't make the bond that was set?
The 10,000 surety?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't be able to make that.
You had a $3,000 bond before.
Yeah. By the grace of God, I was able to make that, and I don't even know how I made that.
And I do see right on the face of the bond, you had the court date and time on it. So it's clear that you were informed of Judge Satterfield's date. Excuse me, Judge Crum's. Let me, Judge Crum said it, but it was to be before Judge Satterfield. Mr. Mallory, you don't have to come up with the full amount of the bond out of your pocket. You can work with a bondsman to be able to make bond in this case. I'll be quite frank with you. If this were my court, you wouldn't have any bond at all. But your judge has set a bond to give you another opportunity for release. I'm going to leave it where it's set. I've indicated a relatively soon court date would be June 23 at 2:30 would be your court date with Judge Satterfield. June 23, 2:30. That will be the next time that you would be scheduled to appear before Judge Satterfield. You can take up the issue of perhaps resetting your bond with your presiding judge, and we'll see what relief might be granted. I trust you have an attorney appointed on this.
I haven't been made aware of any attorney or counsel.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Ricke.
For what it's worth, it would appear that there was an initial hearing on this case in August of 2023. However, I'm not showing that the information was followed at the time. It would appear that subsequent to that, there were 2 consecutive failures to appear. So this would appear to be for all intents and purposes, a first appearance hearing if the court wishes to construe it in that fashion.
All right, Mr. Mallory, do you have the resources to hire a lawyer?
I do not, sir.
All right, I'll appoint James Watts to represent you on this case. So James Watts is appointed as counsel. Court date before Judge Satterfield, June 23 at 2:30 p.m. as established by another judge. Bond remains $10,000 cash or professional surety required.
Your Honor,
Mr. Mallory.
if I may speak, I'm guilty of this crime.
Okay.
And there is no denying that. Would I be able to just sign for probation? Or because I mean, I'm caught red-handed. You know, I don't want to waste your guys' time.
Okay, just be careful what you say here, Mr. Mallory. You really need to talk to a lawyer and get some advice before you go throwing yourself on the mercy of the court. If you were to be convicted of a felony today, there would be about a 2-month delay before sentencing.
Oh, okay.
So you'd still be looking at a court date down the line. I understand what you're saying, and you're just trying to be upfront about this, but I really think that you ought to get some advice from a lawyer before you go accepting legal responsibility for this.
I just got a baby girl I'm trying to make it home to. And that's it.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's why it's really important that when you're given a court date, especially after you've bonded out, and the court
Yes.
date's right there on the bond, that you make that date.
Yes.
Otherwise, you make the court insecure about you ever appearing in court on time again.
I know, but then it's hard to reschedule. I mean, there's no option to reschedule, you know, and then if I miss it, then I'm just basically screwed. You know, I look like a no-show. And
You
I'm
were a
sure I
no-show.
just get a lot of that. And there, you know, it's just like it's no hope for me. Thank you for your time.
Well, that's quite all right, Mr. Mallory. Again, you do have a bond set. It'd be different if you didn't have any type of bond, but you do. You have a bond that if you could marshal the resources and work with a bondsman, you could still obtain your release while your case is pending.
Okay.
And
Thank
you
you
can
so
address this with Judge Satterfield by motion or otherwise, maybe even get it before Judge Satterfield sooner than your June date. Something you want to talk to your lawyer about, okay?
Okay.
All right. I think we probably concluded our business here today, Mr. Mallory. And
Thank you,
I'll go
guys.
on and I'll move on to another case.
I appreciate you.
Okay.